Now let's talk about the most entertaining, possibly the most entertaining fight of the card.
Roy Nelson, Antonio Bigfoot Silva.
The big country versus the Bigfoot.
Okay, so there's some controversy around this, which I would like to draw your attention to, which you would most likely have not noticed. So, the Ariel Helwani came out saying something which I kind of agree with. He said that they wrote Roy Nelson versus Bigfoot. And that's kind of wrong. It should have been Big Country versus Bigfoot. And I kind of agree with that. Is that a put down on UFC's part? Because UFC's been doing this to some of their old fighters. They've been putting them down in weird ways. People they have a problem with. Al Iaquinta was pulled out of a fight recently because he asked for more money, and Joe Silva simply called up his manager and dropped about 15 F-bombs on the guy. I mean, the guy's doing Al Iaquinta raging realty at this point or something. He's selling property because he doesn't have enough money. And is this a put down, and is UFC trying to lose some of the old weight here? I don't understand this.
I don't think so. I don't think they would do this to the heavyweights because how many heavyweights are there? No. How many heavyweights does UFC have? The heavyweights they have. They most probably are going to lose.
I suppose so. Most of them pretty old, I think. There's that too. So most of them have a lot of fights on their belt. I mean, how many more JDS fights do you as a viewer want to see? How many more JDS fights do I want to see? I don't want to see him fight that many more times. I mean...
We were predicting fights.
Right, sorry. Let's go back to Roy Nelson versus Antonio Silva.
Okay, so they both are long-time UFC contenders. Okay, and they both are on losing streaks. Okay, Roy Nelson lost to Derek Lewis, and Bigfoot Silva lost to Stefan Struve on May 8th, 2016. Okay, so they both are on a losing streak, and they both ranked quite similarly at 11th for Roy Nelson, 15th for Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Bigfoot has never looked good after the TRT ban.
Yep.
He's never looked the same. This guy was knocking out Alistair Overeem standing up right against a cage to losing to Stefan Struve. Roy Nelson has an amazing chin. This guy went against Alistair Overeem. This guy's gone against Stipe Miocic. This guy's gone against anybody and everybody, and nobody's been able to knock him out except for Mark Hunt.
Who has certified knockout power?
No, he has the knockout power. Okay, so this fight could... I see this a long, drawn-out fight if Roy Nelson doesn't have his way, and a very short fight if Roy Nelson has his way. Both ways, I see Roy Nelson winning this fight.
I think Bigfoot's had enough knocks on his chin, and I think it's about time that a person even like Roy Nelson's power, which is pretty good, I think he can knock Bigfoot out, and I think it ends very quickly because I really don't want it to go any other way. Otherwise, you're seeing a 3-round long slugfest, and that's going to be slightly, or in fact, majorly boring.
Yeah, if Bigfoot cannot knock Roy Nelson out in the first round, there is no chance. There is no chance. Look, Bigfoot, his record in the last few years hasn't been so nice. He's lost to Frank Mir, he's lost to Mark Hunt, he's lost to Stefan Struve, as I already said, and he's only won to Soa Peleli. Where is Soa Peleli?
I don't even remember the guy.
He was a Samoan. He was pretty powerful Samoan, but he not big UFC name.
Yeah, well...
And meanwhile, Roy Nelson has been fighting the sharpest guys there are. Roy Nelson's been fighting Josh Barnett.
Yeah, Roy Nelson's had a pretty... But he's also been losing pretty hardcore, man. He's been fighting tough guys, but he's also been losing.
He lost to Derek Lewis.
Yeah,
so Derek Lewis is definitely ranked way up there, and Derek Lewis couldn't knock him out. Okay, who has he lost to? Josh Barnett, Alistair Overeem,
Mark Hunt,
and he's won against Jared Rorschach.
He's won against Nogueira as well.
Well, that's way back in the day, 2014. That doesn't count. But you know, he won against Rorschach on February 6, 2016. I see Mark Hunt taking this.
Do you see Mark Hunt taking this fight?
Oh, sorry.
You see Roy Nelson taking this fight. Yeah, I would agree with you. I really hope Roy Nelson takes this fight. I'm a personal Roy Nelson fan. But, it could go either way. With these two guys in there, it could go either way. And it could be an entertaining slugfest. I mean, you might be the kind of person who enjoys slugfests. I just don't.
I like him. I love a good slugfest.